former governor of Alaska and vice presidential running mate to John McCain, and more recently, congressional candidate Sarah Palin, said something so dangerous during a recent interview with Eric Bolling on Newsmax that is as close as you can get to pretty much just explicitly calling for a civil war and calling for violence to be inflicted by those who watch her, those who support her. Take a look at this. Pretty dangerous stuff.
It's about the two-tier justice system, but when you see it happening, when you see the former president being fingerprinted, having to show up, turn himself in, you see the mugshots of the other, 7 or 8 who've turned themselves in already. Do you have concern for the country as I do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think those who are conducting this travesty and creating this two-tier system of justice, I want to ask them, what the heck? Do you want us to be in civil war? Because that's what's going to happen. We're not going to keep putting up with this. And Eric, I like that you suggested that we need...
We'll play more. But she says, do you want a civil war? Because that's what's going to happen. We're not going to keep putting up with this. Vile. Based on lies about what's happening. Trump's being held legally accountable for actions that he took. That's what's going on. He's not being politically persecuted. He's not a big victim. And based on the lies that you're telling, you're then saying that's the justification for potential violence.
And Eric, I like that you suggested that we need to get angry. We do need to rise up and take our country back. Now, I would say the RNC, though, that's what's lacking when it comes to collective anger that can be healthy and it can be useful. Where is the RNC? They hold the purse strings to the party. They hold the funds that could be helping out in this situation. They have the platform, and yet they're too timid. A bunch of freaking rhinos running the thing. So the
Bunch of freaking rhinos.
RNC, they better get their stuff together, or I'll have to ask them too. What do they want as an outcome of?
This is how you, I guess, stay relevant in the modern Republican Party. Sarah Palin, again, was always cuckoo, but ran with a more respected Republican, John McCain. And again, was always this embarrassing political figure, but now has gone even further and is in line with completely the MAGA part of the party, as we've seen for some time now. And to get, I guess, attention, that's what it seems like to me whenever people say stuff like that. To stay relevant, to stay interesting and fresh, you have to keep escalating the rhetoric. And it's so dangerous, as I said, because people listen to that. Newsmax gets a lot of viewers. And people see someone who is prominent-ish and had a position of power and see her justify horrible actions based on the lies that are being told. And that's what's so enraging about watching these particular clips, is you're watching as not a political scientist or an analyst from the sidelines, not as they say, violence could be likely. Trump supporters could, if prosecutions continue, get more angry. Not that, but instead, someone who is stoking the flames here is throwing gas on the fire in the moment, in which they're then turning around and saying, and the lies I'm telling could be the reason that then, or will be the justification that people use to then potentially commit acts of violence and engage in a civil war. We're not going to take this anymore. We should be angry. But if you would stop telling the lies, less people would think that something so wrong is going on, and that potential would be less likely. But just no morality here, no belief in the greater good. It's all, well, right here, this will get me some attention, some support within this particular moment and this political movement, and that's good enough. I don't think she genuinely believes these things. And that's why I'm phrasing it this way. And it's really unfortunate. A lot of people casually, as she did there, putting forward the most dangerous political language of, if you keep going and pursuing accountability, prosecutors of Donald Trump for his actions that he chose to take, then we're going to rise up, we're angry, and there's going to be a civil war. That's what she's saying. It's horrifying. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.